Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is 1 p.m. here in Crystal Lake, Illinois. That means it's time for another live stream. Today is Monday, May 22nd, 2023. We are nearing the end of the month. We are even nearing the end of my kids' school year. I'm definitely ready for that because it's, to be honest with you, it's already been like a few weeks where like for the kids' snacks, I'm like running out of ideas. So I'm just throwing in candy. Leftover Easter candy. We even got some leftover Halloween candy. I'm like, we got to get this out of the house anyway. I've been giving them candy for snacks for school. So I'm ready for the school year to be over and the weather is beautiful here. So I'm ready. I'm feeling summer. I'm ready. It feels like summertime and I'm just enjoying it and looking forward to it. Can't wait. Whew, how you guys doing? Everyone on the audio only version on the podcast. Hope you're having a good run out there today. Was nice. I ran without a shirt today. Weather was beautiful and I just didn't get enough time to run more because I went to the gym and then I had to go to the airport. So like I just didn't have that much time. I wish I could have ran longer. Hopefully as you're listening to this, you're getting to run as much as you want to run today. And for everyone watching this on YouTube later but not live, welcome. You are watching the #1 running podcast to listen to and watch while you're doing an easy run on the treadmill. Is it the #1 though? I don't know. We're getting very like runner stuff that like, that's not super niche. Usually the #1 things that we're #1 at are super niche. Just watching something while running on the treadmill is not super niche. But are you guys watching, do people watch running podcasts when they're on the treadmill? I usually watch Netflix or like Disney Plus because I don't watch TV normally otherwise. So that's like the only thing I do. So I'm guessing like there aren't a lot of people watching running podcasts while they're on the treadmill, but some of you have messaged me to tell me that you do that. So I feel confident that we could say that we're #1. So thanks. You guys are the ones that made it happen. Thank you. All right, let's see what we got in the chat. We got Aaron's Basement here. It says, "Sup, Go Fam." He failed his long run yesterday and only ran 4 to the 18 miles before stopping after feeling so stiff. Wants to know, should I make up for the long run? Feeling a little worried about grandma's training. I would say, like, your body's telling you a message. You know, don't worry about making it up because you got another long run this weekend is what I'm guessing. So, like, make sure you got your stuff in order to be ready for the next long run. You know what I mean? So, like, if your body was saying no, it's one thing if it was, like, weather was bad, I got up on the wrong side of the bed, you know, like, I didn't have enough time. Like, if there was, like, a weird, like, you know, laundry list, a cascade of events that prevented it, that's one thing. But if your body's like, ooh, I don't know about this today, then I think that's like a good signal to be like, hey, let's back off a couple days, see where we're at, see if we can reset for the next week's long run. Because the last thing you want to do is like try to make up and have 2 long runs within like a 4 or 5 day period then, and then end up getting yourself injured. There's a lot of time left. So like I'd say, you know, chill out. Yeah, I think you'll be fine. Make sure you're good before you get going again. Eliza says, "Hi, Fam. The humidity's starting to pick up here, and the haze from the fire swept in. Coughed a bunch on my run today. Ooh, sorry to hear that. Are those the fire? Those fires in Canada? I almost said Canada, but in Canada, is that where the fires are from?" Sean says, "Hey everyone, no run today. Took his daughter to see Taylor Swift last night. Nice, and he got home at 2:30 in the morning. Oh boy, man, that sounds like fun. I imagine that they had a great time. So, way to go, Sean. Good job." JC says it's rabbit season. Yeah, we got another package from Rabbit today. A lot of times I know what they're sending. This time I have no idea what's in this box. And usually I get like a confirmation email saying like, you know, get ready for this package. And if I look at the email, it'll tell me what's in there. But I don't actually remember getting one for this one. So who knows what it is in this one today. All right. Martha says that I noticed the air today in the Rockies is hazy. Are the fires in Canada? And where exactly? We're pretty far south in Colorado, so it's puzzling. You know, people were saying, my wife was telling me, apparently the Crystal Lake Facebook group is pretty active. I refuse to go on it and look at Facebook, but my wife looks at it every once in a while, and she was saying that people on the Facebook group said they could see haze from the fires. And I'm like, you know, it's also a time a year where a lot of farmers are burning brush. So it's like that could be it too. You know what I mean? There's a lot of farmland in McHenry County. And then especially the further to the west that you go and further north, it's much more rural. So I'm like, it could be that. I wouldn't say, I'd be surprised if you could see. But I mean, I guess like we're not that far from Canada, but I don't know. Those fires would have to be pretty massive, which I understood that they were, but I don't know. I don't think we got Colorado. I don't think we got Canada smoke down here. Luke Klein says, yo, what's going on? Kaiko fam. I hope everyone had a great weekend of running. I had a pretty good weekend of running, but it was so busy. I had 2 graduations that I went to over the weekend. My niece graduated from college and my nephew graduated from high school. Fortunately, it was all in the same town, or at least same county, So like, especially for their parents, because then they didn't have to like divide and conquer, but they were both, in the same area. So that was fortunate. But it was just a lot of, good celebrating family time. Did get some running in, but yeah, it wasn't a running first kind of weekend, just so much family stuff happening, but that's always, it's good stuff. JC says that we got Canadian fire smoke in Texas, a nice weather weekend marred by nasty. Do you really? That's amazing. I mean, maybe we did get Canada fire smoke. Is that what we're calling it? Fire smoke? Canada smoke? Canada smoke sounds like something else. That sounds like, a weird kind of like passive aggressive trash talking. You ready for the Canada smoke? I don't know if you can handle the Canada smoke. All right. Did anyone race this weekend? I saw that there was the Brooklyn half, which looked like it was a lot of fun. And then I think the night of 10,000 PRs was over this weekend too, wasn't it? Other than that, did anyone do any racing? Calvin says, someone rocking their marathon medal versus rocking their graduation cap and gown, what's more conspicuous? I think the graduation cap and gown is a little bit more conspicuous, Yeah, but I also, people wear the medals around. Maybe I'm just used to seeing that. I don't know. Fiona 1977 says, I ran a 5K on Saturday. That was slow because of an unexpectedly big hill in the middle. So I ran another 5K on Sunday. That was nice and flat. There you go. Going back around and getting that fast time. I like it. Daz Darren says, I raced a half in Spokane and it was a real slog. The heat affected me more than I hoped it would. Oh boy. Sorry to hear that, but I hope you had a good time. Al Divino, here we go. We got a 10K PR in here. 10K PR 5302 in my Rocket X2 this weekend in Toasty, California. Whoa, not the right sound. This is the sound I want. Yeah, there we go. Kept pressing the wrong button. But we got to get that cowbell for Al. Good job, Al. And Obi Run says, I ran my first half this weekend. I guess that makes it a PR. Yes, it is a PR. Proud of you, Obi. Good job. Hope you had a fun time. And Alex Hermanson said, I ran a 5K and a 10K for fun this weekend. The 10K on Saturday was an absolute monsoon in Cape May. You know what? My mom said that you guys, people in New Jersey, have been getting a lot of rain. I didn't know there was a 10K down there. I haven't been down to Cape May in a long time. But I like it down there. I think the Jersey Shore, the MTV Jersey Shore is real nice. It's underrated. Yeah, like the Jersey Shore that was in Dogma, where God goes to play skee ball. That's the Jersey Shore that I really grew up with. Oh, Zach Apley has a marathon PR yesterday, a 2:54:16 in Ventura, California. Nice job, Zach. That's amazing. That's speedy. Oh boy, good job. And Pam Sanchez says, shout out to Miguel, setting a new PR at Mountains to Beach Marathon at 2:46. Oh boy, man, a lot of fast running this weekend. I was worried that there wasn't any cowbells to give out today, but I was wrong. We got a lot. That's so good. So good. Eric Siri says, well, what's going on, everyone? Good. I didn't miss the unboxing. Ooh, PR. Nice. That's so funny. And Terrence Hui says, I ran a course PR in the Beta Breakers 12K. Nice. He says, but that race is more known for being the #1 race to be naked in than anything else. Yeah, I saw a couple of people post about the Beta Breakers. I saw yours, Terrence, and then I saw a couple other people on Instagram had run it. And yeah, I forgot about that race. happening this year, but like, I heard Megan and Thomas talk about how they ran it last year, and I was like, ooh, next year I want to run it. But I wouldn't have been able to run it because I had all these graduations to do. But next year, I do think I'll have one graduation. I'm not sure when it's going to be, but I already told my wife that, well, I asked my wife early on this year if next year there were going to be any graduations to go to, and she said no. And so then I've already in my mind blocked that off May for whenever Tiger Claw is, Ginger Runners event, because I've been talking to him about doing that event for a few years now, and I'm like, all right, one day, one of these years, I won't have nieces and nephews graduating from things, and then I'm going to go. And so I've already was like, I think 2024 is my year. And then my wife told me, like, well, my other niece is going to be graduating from college next year. I was like, we didn't know that ahead of time. Like, was that a surprise? And they're like, well, I wasn't sure because COVID messed up like a lot of things for a lot of kids. So I'm like, we weren't sure, but you can still go to that race if you want to. And I'm like, I do want to go to the race, and I will take her up on that. But I'll feel bad if I miss a graduation. But that niece, her dad, my brother-in-law, missed the graduations this weekend because I was out riding bikes in Colorado. So I feel like, all right, that'll be fair. That'll be fair. I'll be okay. And then maybe I can also run beta breakers. I think that'd be fun. Maybe next May, it'll be like no graduation May. And so I'll do Tiger Claw, I'll do beta breakers, and then I'll finally do Boulder. Maybe next May is going to be that. No graduation May. Amadita Dicochea says, Beta Breakers was my first race in 2000. Do they still do tortilla tossing? There's tortilla tossing? I don't know. See, I don't know. I don't know about a lot of the culture about this race. So I'm gonna have to get a deep dive from some of you guys as we get closer. But that I don't know what tortilla tossing is, but it sounds like fun. Sober Gummy says, I was super excited for my 10K this weekend until the course police officers screwed up and shorted the course by 0.8 miles. There was some furious runners. Oh man, I hate it when that happens. That's such a bummer for everyone involved. But I also feel like sometimes it's funny when that happens. Like, you're not going to laugh about it now, and maybe not never, but some people will be able to laugh about it someday. I maybe just get there a little bit sooner. I forget I was watching someone's YouTube channel. New guy who I wasn't familiar with the channel before. And I was kind of binging a couple of his videos. Fast dude out of England. And he was on course for or all set for like a 10K PR. He'd been training for a while. And then there weren't enough course marshals or something like that. And so he took a wrong turn. Him and a bunch of dudes took a wrong turn. And then the last 2 kilometers of this race are him yelling to his GoPro about how annoyed he is that there was a wrong turn on the course. And I was like, oh boy, that really sucks too. I mean, he was working hard. He still had a really fast finish. I think even with his wrong turn, he finished faster than I could run a 10K, but I was like, oh man, it just happens sometimes. It sucks. It sucks. Let's see. Fianor977 says, the only 10-mile race I ever got to do was only 9.65 miles because there's too much rain and they closed part of the trails. Oh my goodness. That's so funny. Oh man. I mean, what's crazy is that there's been years where they've canceled Chicago Marathon because of the weather. One year because it was too hot. But most of the people were able to, not most, but a lot of people, maybe a majority of the people, so I guess most people were able to run it. But then at a certain point, there were just announcements. I don't know where they were coming from, but there were announcements saying the race is over, stop running. And so they weren't pulling people off the course, but they were it's too hot. It's not safe to continue running. Please stop. And some people would just stop and walk up the course. And then other people were like, no, you don't have to stop. You can keep running. You can keep going. And so a lot of people still finish too. So I've seen that before. Wild things. Martha says, Boulder is a week from today. I didn't do any specific training for it whatsoever. Just recovery from Boston and a 10-day cold, so I'm not expecting a PR. But you know what? Go out there and have fun, Martha. I wish I could be there. But I'll be there the following week. I think if anyone's available, I think I'll have time available on... I extended my trip. So I'll be there with the brand from Monday to Wednesday. I might be able to... I don't know what the schedule is Wednesday. I don't know if I'll be able to do stuff Wednesday evening. But I leave like Thursday evening. So like Thursday morning or lunch, if anyone's around, let's do something. I'm not gonna do like a huge event, but like if anyone wants to like go for a run or get some food, you know. Lou Klein says, I ran back-to-back half marathons this weekend, Brooklyn on Saturday in the Endorphin Pro 3 and a local half in the Adazero Pro 2. Interesting. Why go with the Adazero Pro 2? Do you not have the Pro 3? You just have the Adazero Pro 2? Those are some good, those are good half marathon shoes. Hope you had fun. Fitness 2 says, there's so many deals on shoes over the weekend on Running Warehouse. Like $70 for the Saucony Peregrine 13. That's crazy. Even Solomon had crazy deals if you're a trail runner. Yeah, you know what? So like I made the Solomon Glide Max Trail review. And I'm talking about like it's $160 shoe. I think it's worth $160. And then like, but every shoe is $160 right now. And that's kind of annoying. And then like, apparently the day that I made that, like published that video, Saucony did their Memorial Day sale. And so that shoe was on sale. And so people were like, it's cheaper than $160, which I don't know why people were like mad about that. I'm like, you should be happy. Because everything that I said that is good about the shoe at $160 applies even more so when it's cheaper than $160. But people are always weird about that. Like, that's not how much it costs here. And I'm like, I don't even know where here is for you. But, you know. M. Ichite says, I think that's what that says. M. Ichite. M space ICHITE. Yeah. Do you still get your medal if they pull you out of the race? I don't think so. I don't know. I've never had that happen to me personally. That year where they like canceled the rest of the Chicago Marathon, I was a spectator. I don't know. Ralph Dickens says, I'm just booking my flights from London for Chicago Marathon. And it better not be too hot. I feel like we haven't had a cold year in a long time. So maybe we're due for a cold year. I think the last cold year that I remember, I think it was 2019. Maybe. It wasn't that cold, but it was chilly. Then I'm trying to think like, yeah, the last couple have been hot. So hopefully we're due. Brian Link says Atlanta Track Club has a 4-miler race, which is a weird distance for sure. It is a little bit of an awkward distance, but it's fun. All right. Daniel Burton wants to know, what am I drinking? I'm drinking Noon, fruit punch flavored Noon with just some ice in here. That's why it's clinking. But yeah. All right. Let's get to the box. What do we got here from Rabbit? I'm not sure what this is going to be. You know what would be a bummer if like sometimes brands forget that they sent me stuff. And so I get the same stuff twice sometimes. So hopefully that's not what this is. Oh, this is interesting. This is not just from Rabbit. It's from Rabbit and Fleet Feet. Every pace, any place. Bright hues and eye-catching prints. This summer capsule delivers the sensational feel and tech you expect from two brands dedicated to runners. Relaxed fits with wider hip and leg openings and breezier shapes offer up options to more runners. Breezier shapes is a fun phrase. Tees made with the Rabbit Go fabric, an incredibly soft blend of polyester and spandex that provides sweat-wicking and fast-drying benefits with performance, style, and comfort in mind. All right. That's what's in the box. So first we've got shirt on the go, Sea Jet Stripe men's shirt. Let's get this one open. Man, Rabbit is really pushing me with the color palette this year. They're making me stretch a little bit. What did the color say that this was? Sea Jet. Or I don't know if it's just sea, and then the stripes are called jet stripe, but there's 3 words, Sea Jet stripe. I do like that the back of the shirt is perforated. I don't know, perforated is not the word, but it's mesh. So nice and airy. Yes, a little bit of like a more relaxed cut. So definitely a shirt you could run in, but I can also see it being a shirt that I would lounge around in. Shannon says, I get that breezy term. I just got a pair of Lulu 2-inch, but the split is so huge. It's basically like short liners with flaps. Oh, that's fun. All right. Oh, Josiah got a PR. He says, hey, I got a PR at the JP Morgan Corporate Challenge for the 5K distance on Thursday, and then got a PR at the Chicago Spring Half Marathon Sunday. It was a good week. Nice work, Josiah. Man, you're in shape. You're fit. Awesome. Nice work. All right. Let's go to the next piece. This is a Go For It 5-inch. I thought it said Majorca, but I think it's Majolica Blue Swirl. Majolica? Majolica? Here's where I'm concerned, though. This thing says it's a 5-inch low-rise relaxed. Is low-rise coming back? Was it ever here for men? Is this new? I don't know about this. But this print, I like this print. Looks nice. Ooh, I like these. Yeah. You guys know I like the, was it called piping? I like the piping. It's got a pretty big pocket in the back. I don't know if you could fit a phone in here. Ooh, it might be a little tight for a phone. But you could definitely fit a lot of stuff in there, plenty of room. And that's is that the only pocket? That's the only pocket. It's one big, yeah, there's a little key pocket in the back as well. Sometimes they're tricky with the pockets, but there you go. It does have a liner. It's a brief liner, not like a super long liner, but I like this style of pant. Really nice. And it feels kind of like, it's like a running quick dry type of pant, kind of like a very thin bathing suit almost. I could see myself wearing this to the pool or like to the lake, you know what I mean? I do like the swirl. Vanessa Martinez says, unfortunately, low rise is back. Carpenter's pants are low rise due to the tools. Oh, funny. Kuvang says, I like it. I like it too. The design is really eye catching. I like it. And Kevin Bandy says, does the liner annoy anyone? I like the liner. Because then you just wear that and you're not wearing separate underwear. And especially for summer, for breezy days, breezy fits, I think it's nice. Mean Green Meme Machine says, the color reminds me of Thunder in Paradise with Hulk Hogan. I don't remember what that is. Interesting. Daniel Burton wants to know, why do I have 2 watches on? Just because I just got back from running. The Apple Watch is the one that I live with. All my alarms are on this one, and I kind of live my day through my alarms. And also, when I'm running, I use it for emergency text / phone calls and audiobooks and music, but mainly like audiobooks, music, podcast. And then this is the other one is the one that I use to track the activity. So I have 2. And I don't have to carry a phone. Mass Runner says, once you go over 5-inch shorts, you are approaching dad shorts territory. You know what? I would normally agree with you. Although I feel like the dad short is the 5-inch is a dad short length. I feel like it's squarely in the dad short length. Because when I think about dad shorts, they could be one of 2 things. Like the super baggy, like below the knee, but not in like a basketball player kind of way from the 90s, but in like I just bought a triple XL because that was the last size they had left at Costco. Kind of fit decision. There's that. But then there's also like, why is this dude wearing shorts that short? I don't understand. Like, there's not a normal length. What's going on here? Like that's like, I feel like a dad short length, and I feel like 5 inches is that length. Also happens to be my favorite length from short. I don't know what that says about me, but I like it. But since I have been going to the gym, I like to have a little bit more coverage on the legs when I'm there. So I've been enjoying like the 2-in-1s or like 7-inch shorts too. So like some slight, outfit preference changing with my activities changing a little bit, Frank says, I'm definitely in the too short dad shorts category. I mean, that's another reason why I feel like the 2-in-1s are nice, because then no one's going to be like, why is that guy wearing such short shorts? Philip Rudd says, the Rabbit's liners and waistbands are super comfortable, but there's still a seam on the shell right in the middle. For very long trail runs, I got to go with the Exosin base layer or I'll be sorry. Is there? I'm trying to think. Yeah, I could see that. I'm trying to think if that's always the case. I'm trying to think for like the half tights that I like. But the half tights that I like, they only now just started making one with a liner. But I'll have to think about that more. Interesting. Here's the one thing about the waistbands on the Rabbit pants though. For the half tights, I think the half tights are super comfortable. You guys know I love those. I've raced like 5 out of like the last 7 marathons in the Speedsters. But in the summertime, the waistband gets a little bit warm. It's like a little bit thicker than and then other half tights. And so that does get that. I feel like that's where I feel like a lot of the warmth. Scott Stroh said, I ran the Brooklyn half in the Rabbit liner tights and the Endorphin Pro 2. Nice. Did you like them? They sent them to me in navy. I wish I had them in black or like a gray, because then I would wear them even more. But I'm like, if I get navy half tights, I'm like, I got to think about color coordinating, So. Hey, it's Carlos C says, Nico, have you tried the Bandit half tights? Their type material seems awfully thin. It is very thin. It's almost shimmery. But yeah, I raced Boston in them. I raced in Gen 1 and Gen 2. And then there's like a Gen 1.5 that has really weird pockets. Or no pocket. It was like I think it has no pockets. Super comfy, but I was like, where am I going to put my gel? Well, I can't even put a hotel key card in these. What's going on with these? But Gen 1 and Gen 2 have lots of really great pockets. And so like they're thin, but they also have grippy parts on the bottom, so that way they don't ride. So it's really nice. I think they stay cooler a little bit better because they are thin. But they are kind of like that shimmery-ish kind of material. So some people might not like that. Innes is here, says, hi, Kofuzi and everybody. Good to see you, Innes. And Kuvang says, I really like the Rabbit's FKT shorts. There's great pockets. Yeah, that's a good one. I think that short's underrated. But also, I also feel like it's sold out on the website a lot, so maybe it's not. But I like that one. I don't reach for it enough, I think. But I think this summer I'll be reaching for it a little bit more. But then Rabbit, I was going to, and then Rabbit sent me all these like new liner half tights and stuff. So, and now these guys. So now I got different kinds of shorts to play around with. I like these. So lots of good stuff. Martha says, the Rabbit half tights are my number one favorite, but when it's hot, I wear the Smash'ems. I guess those are the shredders for men. I'm not sure. I wear the 4-inch 360-degree waistband pockets and a back zip one. Oh, that's not the FKT? It sounds like you're describing the FKTs. I don't know. Scott says, I just ran 5 in the 5-inch FKT about an hour ago. Love them. That's a nice flowy one. I guess I would say flowy where maybe Rabbit would say breezy. Maybe there's a difference. I don't know. I think those are nice and flowy. That's a good one. Vanessa Martinez says, pockets are vital. So much of women's clothing does not have pockets or crappy little half pockets. Is that true? Because I feel like women have had better pockets than men for a really long time. Because like women had like full length tights for a lot longer than men have had full. It took like a long time for men to get full length tights for running. And I feel like even when we didn't get the hip pockets. But I feel like from the beginning, women got the hip pockets. And then women have like you could put pockets in the bra, the sports bra, you know? And then even all the half tights that you guys get more pockets than men. I feel like it's been, but I guess for like regular casual wear though, like women have that weird thing where like there's pockets, but they're sewn shut because they're not really pockets. That doesn't really happen that much in the men's world, but I feel like that happens in the women's world for like non-running clothes. So I guess maybe it just depends on the category of garment. Vanessa says, you know, for exercise, maybe, but you got to read the item description carefully. I find myself doing that all the time because I'm like, you know, I feel like that's one thing that a lot of companies are not doing well when, especially for like running clothes, the shorts and then the pants or tights. Like I need a photo of each and every pocket. Like show me them all, you know? Someone mentioned earlier they like their Path Projects 5-inch Sykes. I think Path Projects does a good job of photographing all the pockets. And they even put stuff in there to give you like a suggested serving or an idea of how big the pocket is, you know? So I feel like we need more of that. Because I think sometimes I'm like, I shouldn't have to be like, how many pockets are there? You know? But yeah, you gotta be careful sometimes. Because you might get a pair of pants and be like, I really thought that there was like a hip pocket on these, but there isn't. Like for men's, especially right now, the worst offenders are the 2-in-1 pants that I was talking about, where there's like a 5-inch short and then like a half tight underneath it, but very thin material. Most of the time, the liner part has a hip pocket where you could put your phone in. Sometimes there's ones on each side. I'm wearing a pair of 2-in-1s that are like that right now. But sometimes there isn't a pocket. So like right now I'm wearing some John G ones. But earlier this week, I wore the Tracksmith ones. The Tracksmith ones do not have pockets on the sides. I feel like that needs to be like disclaimed in the ad copy. Like there are no, just so you know, guys, there's no hip pockets. Because otherwise people are going to be disappointed. Martina, show me the pockets. I know. I just feel like I need more pockets. Calvin's going off on pockets though. He's like, what about cargo shorts for men somehow being acceptable? You know, I love cargo pocket. I was the right age for when cargo pockets like hit big, you know. All my college years are like defined by cargo pants and cargo shorts. I miss them. I miss the utility of it. And especially when I became a dad, I was like, I just need more quick access things. Cause I need to hold diapers and wipes, and like sometimes there's like booger snot. So I need different kinds of wipes for that. You know, I need bandages. I need snacks. Like I needed more carrying capacity. And like, that was the time where everything was skinny jeans and no pockets. And I was like, I miss the cargo pockets. I miss that time. And now they do seem to be coming back. But I'm like, I don't know. People give you such a hard time when you wore the cargo pants too long. So I'm like, I'm not gonna relive that. I'm not gonna open that wound up again. You know? Kuvang says, I love cargo shirts, but whenever I rock them, I get flack from my wife. It gives. I feel like you guys are both justified in this. You should be able to wear them, but your wife is right to give you a hard time for having them. That's kind of where we're at. Calvin says, I think a foam pocket is a must for all shorts. It's dangerous enough for women to run out alone. For a brand to not offer somewhere to store the foam seems a bit ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, maybe though. But I think for women's clothes, I think that you've always got like the out of like, well, we didn't make pockets for this short because we figured they put it in the sports bra kind of thing. You know, so maybe there's that. So I don't know. I'm less offended by it in women's clothing as I am in men's. I don't know why. Maybe that doesn't make sense. Eliza says, I've given up on getting pockets in my shorts. I wear a vest all the time to hold my things. That's terrible. I'm sorry to hear that you're doing that. I've been trying to run less and less with hydration vest or even my flip belt lately. I've been just trying to figure out ways to get around that. And it's kind of working. We'll see how I can get through the summer. I think I'm just gonna have to start getting the hydration vest out for the summer running. But like so far it's been good. I enjoy I already run with a GoPro, so I'm like carrying stuff already. So I'm trying to not carry so much stuff. Sean says, cargo shirts just look sloppy, guys. Come on. But they're so useful. Doe Ozinga says, at what mile are you usually taking fuel during training? I think it depends on what kind of training it is. If it's an easy run, and I'm bringing some gels, it'll depend. Like easy runs where I'm bringing gels, it's probably going to be, maybe I'm bringing one gel for like a 10 to 12 mile run. If it's longer than that, I might bring two. And I basically split it up into 3 sections. So that way I'm like equidistant from all the, from how far like I'm spaced out from more sugar / liquid. So that's kind of how I do it. If it's a workout, depends on if it's like mile repeats or if it's like a long run workout. I might take one like after the warm up and right before the work begins, or I might do it like basically halfway through the workout, depending on how long it is. So I just kind of like divide it up. If I'm working at or around like marathon effort, anything from like marathon effort to threshold effort, I try not to go more than 4 miles in between gels, because I just think that like at that higher level of intensity, you need to have more frequent sugar. Yes, you can get away with using less, but like, why? If you can fit more in there, I think that is generally going to work out better for you, both in terms of in the workout and recovering from it for the next workout. So like, that's kind of like some of the, I guess, inner and outer bounds. Will Willing says, the Ultimate Direction belt is pretty breathable. I haven't noticed any overheating. Do they have a new belt? I'm trying to think. Have I tried the Ultimate Direction? I feel like I've tried everything except for Naked Belt. That's like the one brand that I haven't tried their stuff. Mainly because I just think like calling it Naked Belts is a weird name. It's a weird choice. But then I saw Walmsley running with his Naked Belt. He just flips it inside out and then you don't see the name anymore. And I was like, oh, okay. Just, that's it. There you go. So maybe I'll try that this year. I'll just see if I've tried that Ultimate Direction belt before. Eric says, I ordered the weird naked running vest. We'll see. It might feel too much like a soccer bra or a manseer. I mean, yeah, I feel like there's that. The weirdest one that I've seen, though, is the one that only holds a phone. Have you guys seen that one? I don't think it's for women. I think I've seen women wear it, but mostly I see men wear it. And it basically looks like a sports bra with an extra like panel on the front, and it like Velcro's open or if it's magnetic, I don't know, it opens and shut, and all it holds is your phone. And that maybe it holds a couple other things, but doesn't hold like hydration. Have you guys seen that one? That one weird. I'm like, I don't understand that. That just looks like it's a really hot way of carrying your phone. Like I remember that brand reached out to me a lot, like years and years ago, and they're like, we'd love for you to test this out. And I was like, I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't think I want that one. Mike C says, I love my naked belt, but I wear it under my shirt because the name is terrible. All right. Yeah, well, I'm glad that's not the only one that thinks that that's weird. Leona says, for This Is Us fans, Ali's latest episode is a fun listen. Let me tell you what. I don't watch This Is Us. I didn't watch Parenthood. I really don't. I found that I'm realizing I don't watch a lot of TV. But I loved that episode with Allie. Like, I just was like, tell me more about like how Hollywood works, how writing works, how producing. Like, I wanted to know it all. Like, I was super into it. A lot of the times, I'm not super into like when Allie interviews like regular people and finds out about their jobs. But this job, I was like super interested in. I was like, I want to know about this. I want to hear more. And I was like, I love this person. I want to be their best friend. You know what I mean? That was like a really, I just really enjoyed it. It was just, I highly recommend that one. That one was a lot of fun. Louis says, we just need those hologram phones they said would exist in Back to the Future. Yeah, or like, you know, when are we going to get like the contact lens that has all that stuff in there so you just see it as like a heads up display? You know, that's what I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that. Bring it on. You know. Silly Caitlin says, as far as like hydration vest goes, I wouldn't bother to wear a vest unless it carries water. Otherwise, it's a burden. Yeah, I just think it'd be hot, you know? And if it's cool enough that it's not hot, you're probably wearing other apparel that can hold your phone. Like half tights or full length tights or like a jacket. You know, I don't know. David Musa says, I actually ran my first road marathon in a 2:52 with the Solomon Pulse Belt because I wanted to carry my phone and a small water flask. Yeah, you know, I'm surprised I'm not seeing more people. I've seen a lot of people carry the handhelds. Like Megan Murray does it. I think Megan Featherston does it. Mario Frioli does it. Ben Johnson does it. Like people will carry like one handheld, and then sometimes they'll ditch it during the race, or if it's a nice one, they'll just hold on to it the entire race. But like, I'm surprised I'm not seeing more of that because I think that's a great way to race. And frankly, if I wasn't also carrying like a GoPro with me all the time, I would probably do that too. Because I feel like, especially in the beginning of the race, the aid stations. What was that? The aid stations are more. There was noise out there. The aid stations are more crowded, you know, and that way you don't have to worry about like getting over and cutting over, and you can still keep focusing on the tangents and all that stuff. And then also you could just sip on your drink rather than like trying to slam 4 ounces at a time. You know, I just think it's a much better way to go. And I also feel like, you know, I think it's a shame that a lot of races for reasons that make sense, for security reasons, like don't allow hydration vests. They're technically not allowed. Because you're basically running with a big backpack that can potentially hide things inside it. But like, I feel like that, like a really light race vest, and for me with a hose on it, like the front bottles, they never work for me. But like a rear hydration pack, like a bladder and like a hose that I could sip from, I feel like that's probably how I would be able to run my fastest rather than trying to like catch a cup and like do all that stuff. But like, you know, then it becomes like, well, the vest adds heat, you know? And so like, what temperature does that race need to be? And then does that become too cold for me to run optimally? Cause then I'm shivering. I don't know. I'd like to be able to figure out a way where I could just carry all my hydration during a marathon. I think that would be the way I can run the fastest. David Frazier says, I've been running with a Nathan handheld for my last 4 marathons. It's been terrific for the reasons you have mentioned. Yeah, see, people are doing it. Calvin says, what about the hats with the spots for beer cans? I think that would jostle around a little bit too much. Assuming you could put like Martin bottles in it. Can you imagine that? Just like Martin bottles in like a foam dome and running down, running. I think that would be pretty funny. Like imagine if you're running a race and you're trying to hit a PR, and then all of a sudden you got Ben Johnson fun running right by you, like hustling with a foam dome of Morton's from the top, and he's just like, stay topped up, stay hydrated. Just be so. He would be able to do it. Yeah, he would destroy you and your self-confidence all at the same time. Richard Wilson says, I use 2 500 milliliter handhelds. What I'd like is for water stations to have pitchers or something so I can flip the cap and refill quickly. Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool. Also, I mean, I just think that it'd be nice for people that don't want to go through all the plastic cups or the disposable cups too. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Calvin says, yeah, Ben Johnson would be like a hot one out there. He's from Minnesota. So it'd be like, it wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't for the humidity is what he would say. And then he would clock an easy sub 250. That's funny. All right. We went a little bit longer than I was planning today, but I was just having a good time teasing Ben Johnson, who's not here to defend himself. So sorry about that, Ben. But tomorrow we're gonna play a game. I think we're gonna play another round of Name That Shoe. Let's go for it. I got a lot of shoes on this wall. I'm gonna. You guys got 4 out of the 5 right collectively. So I feel like I gotta go harder. So we're gonna go back. It'll be stuff from this wall, but not necessarily stuff from this year. So you're going to have to like really, really know a shoe to be able to do this. So we'll play that game tomorrow, same time as today though, for the live stream, 1 p.m. Central Time. Hopefully I'll see you then. In the meantime, be safe out there, everybody. Thanks. Bye.